Welcome back to the Pleasant Thoughts podcast, which is already undergoing a complete rebrand and rename. It took us less than one full episode's runtime to have to change everything that we've done, with the exception of our content, just the way everything looks, sounds, and is titled. So good for us. I think it's a record.
Now we are uncomfortable. And a fuck up within the first 2 hours of releasing our project is kind of on brand. So I'm not mad at it, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, but that's, a lot of work, but at what expense, you know?
We have no desire to be when it comes to race, religion, sexuality, gender, we have no desire to be fucking edgy. We don't want to hurt anybody. We don't want to offend anybody. That's nothing we're trying to do. And when it was brought to our attention, sometimes you just don't know. We thought it was just a funny pun, but you have to kind of look into these things now, right? Because times are so much different. And
yeah, and I would rather be I would rather be careful and not step on anybody's toes or hurt somebody's feelings than, get a laugh and be edgy. I would rather just, what's fine. We'll make whatever changes we need to make, and we'll just be our absolute true selves, because we're often uncomfortable.
We are uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable right now.
I am incredibly uncomfortable.
We're off to a great start. What are we talking about today? Today,
we are talking about internet culture, the origins, not of all of it, but, our particular origins, social media, the evolution of it all. As boring as it sounds, it might just be only slightly less boring.
Yeah, we're millennials, so we lived in a time where there was no internet, and now we live in this time where, if we don't have internet for 5 minutes, we all start panicking, So I thought it might be interesting to talk about kind of our journey on the internet and social media and kind of what that entails and where we are now. So when did you get your first family computer?
I want to say I was 16, roughly 16. Now that I think about it, I was actually probably more like 15. And yeah, it was, we couldn't afford the actual internet. So I would just steal those free internet trial discs all of the time, because that's normal. And I definitely don't do that with things like Hulu now either. That has not translated into a bigger problem.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's a thing?
The discs?
Yeah.
Or the Hulu thing. Oh, yeah. They had discs, yeah, it would be AOL did it, and then there was a service called Juno that did it, and it was 3,000 free hours, because everything was dial-up then, so it'd be 3,000 of your phone hours, and once you used them up, you didn't have internet anymore.
So it was kind of like a pay-as-you-go phone card, right?
Kinda, yeah. Well, it was kind of just any free trial, and then you can either sign up for the service and have the internet, or you can just do like I did and just go get another one.
Yeah, we could definitely, we had internet, but we were my mom was very strict about it because it was very expensive. So I had a limited amount of time I was allowed to go on every day. And good luck if someone tried to fucking call you or someone needed to use the phone, because then you're gone.
Yeah, that was somebody in your house was always yelling at you because they needed the phone.
Always. I lived in a house. I'm an only child, and I lived with my mom and my dad. My dad was away 24/7, and still someone always needed the phone in our fucking house when I wanted to go to the Celine Dion fan site.
On GeoCities.
On GeoCities. I had a GeoCities too at one point with my friend.
I'm sure I did too. The websites of yesteryear were something. They were all either like weird fan pages with like message boards, or they were like countdowns to when female celebrities turned 18, or there were so many. The uncontrolledness of the internet back then is very interesting.
Or just like a page just full of like dancing Jesus emojis. That was a thing that we used to find entertaining. Like that happened.
And like soundboards was the other one. Well, like E-Bombs World, when that first came about, like there was a Mr. Rogers one that was hysterical, and a Michael Jackson one that was hysterical.
Do you know what Newgrounds is?
I don't.
It was like a website where you could go to that was full of these random like flash games. I loved those. There was like, an escape the room one. And I used to go there and play little online games all the time.
Ooh. Yeah. I was obsessed with Snake because I didn't have the internet. When I was really young, like probably like around 15, like I would like pretend instant message to no one. Because I just wanted to have the internet. It was so pathetic.
That is so cute and so sad.
It's so sad. Like way so sad. And I wasn't like a pathetic little kid. Like I was like at 15, I was like smoking cigarettes. Like I wasn't like some kind of like sad ass, but then I'd go to my room and be like, let's pretend we're on an instant messenger.
Well, it was exciting. Like, you guys, like, again, we were alive when the internet didn't exist. So, like, we had to watch whatever TV shows came on at a specific time, or you're not watching it. There was no texting. Like, anything you did in high school, like, was a rumor. It couldn't ruin your life. And just... it was a different time. So like when we finally got it, like we didn't all get it immediately. Like my God, it took my family forever to like buy a computer, get the internet. And then you had to buy like discs. If you wanted to play games, you had to buy the games, and Mixed Up Mother Goose gets old. And
played a lot of Jeopardy. I was a really fun kid.
It seems like it.
But again, like then there was the other side where I was like out like smoking cigarettes and at like fucking teen clubs and being an idiot, and like I don't know. I'm a woman of many gifts.
That's the other side of it, because after school, instead of like going home and going online and on Twitter and everything else, like you hung out with your friends. Like we walked to the arcade, or like we went out into the woods to smoke cigarettes. And
we used to steal stuff from the store. Like, whatever.
Some people used to steal stuff from the store. Some of us were good girls. Anyways.
Who?
Me. I didn't steal. Oh, no. You know what? Okay. This is why. Because I tried to shoplift one time. I was with a group of girls. It was very like, what do you call it? Like, that cliche, that peer pressure cliche. Like, come on, Naily, just take them. We're all taking them. And they were all loaded up with shit. Like, they had jewelry, like, in pockets. They had, like, stuff in their hair. They were, like, wearing stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I took a pair, I remember, of feather-lined red panties. And I put them down my underwear, and then that's all I took, and then I walked out, and they stopped me at the door, and they were like, we noticed that you put a pair of underwear down your pants. You gonna give those back and pay for them, or are your friends gonna have to leave you here while we call the police? Meanwhile, they've made it out like gangbusters, like friggin' Ocean's 11 over here with all the jewels in their drawers. And I'm shitting a brick because he's like, oh, we're going to call the police. And I was a goody. I didn't want the police to be called. And he was like, what's your name? And I was like, my name is Amanda Jones, which was the first and last name of both of the girls that I was with, because I was feeling petty in that moment in time.
Well, yeah.
And, and I gave them back the underwear, and I told them that I would never do it again, and I was so sorry, and they let me go. And I've never done anything like that since.
Well, so
scared.
So we've established that you are not a thief because you're bad at it.
I'm bad at it.
Okay.
If I was good at it, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a moral thing. It's just like you're not good at it. If you were good at it, come on.
I've intentionally stolen. I remember when my son was born, and you had the stroller. We had one of those fancy strollers with all the compartments and everything else. And I would go to the grocery store and I'd have my back turned and he would grab stuff off the shelf and put them in his...
Oh, my daughter used to do that.
In the front. Like... And just be loaded up. But that was the thing is I would go to the till and check out because I always do self-checkout. And they would see me like checking everything out, but like not touching anything he's touching. And I would pay and leave the store. They'd like wave and be like, bye. So I didn't think anything was like weird. And then I'd get home and he'd be like, glued to his chair because of the weight of all the shit on him.
That's hilarious.
Holding them down. And then I would have to bring it all back. Except one time I accidentally stole a crate of formula and I didn't bring that back. I was
hell no. That's a score right there. I had like the like bucket seat carriers for both because I have two kids. And like I'd have one kid in the front of a cart and the other kid in the body of the cart. And 100 things would end up underneath the bucket seat in the body of the cart.
Yes.
It just did. And I didn't even think about it. And I'd be putting them in the car and I'm like, oh shit, that's like $70 worth of merchandise I didn't pay for. Mm-hmm. And I'll let you decide whether or not I brought it back, but it is what it is.
She can bring it back.
You don't know that. I could have. I didn't, but I could have.
Bring it back. Yeah,
no, of course not.
Yeah, no, like kids are little shits like that. And that's the thing is like, if you're like a new mom and you look stressed, like they won't stop you. They'll just be like, she's had a hard day. We're going to let her take that bottle of ketchup home.
Oh yeah. Well, mine is like, I always got, cause I have twins. So when they were little, it was like, oh, you got your hands full, huh? And I was like, yeah. And that doesn't help me. Please go away. Leave me alone.
Oh, I hate when people say that. Like, my son, like he was a huge kid. Like he's 9 years old now and he wears like a men's size 8. Like he's massive. And I'd be holding him and like juggling a grocery bag on my hip and pushing a stroller and someone would walk by and be like, looks like you've got your hands full. And I just want to be like, fuck you, Kevin. You know, like what are you doing?
Kevin doesn't get it. He doesn't understand it. He never will. Fuck you, Kevin.
Fuck Kevin. We need to talk about Kevin, quite frankly.
Oh, what a great movie.
Okay. All right. So
what were we talking about? Before we established I'm a klepto, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. Because
the internet.
No, I got that. But like the edginess of my teen years, pretending I was instant messaging people. Yeah, but that led me, like my cousin had AOL, which was the desired internet at the time. And I loved going to her house because I would just like straight up take her laptop and go on and be like literally catfishing people in AOL chat rooms. Like that was my favorite. That was just my favorite. Honestly, if I could still spend my time that way, I would.
Okay, when you were catfishing, like who or what did you like pretend to be? Like what was the goal?
Well, there was no goal. It was just fun. And it wasn't like romantic either. It was just literally fucking with people, just like lying with people and messing with them. Like it was just such a good time because, you know, you'd get those people who are like, then back in the day, it was like everybody was trying to have cyber sex with you, which was
my God,
the weirdest thing. It was just like, I don't get how that works. And I'm also not interested, but I will mess with you and make you think that I am until I make up some really obnoxious story that makes you want to run away. So I feel like I was just doing my justice for the women or other, you know, men or non-binary folks who felt really uncomfortable at the time by usually men making really aggressive advances at them on a public forum. I was just doing my civic duty, being an asshole.
You're absolutely right, though. I used to do the same thing. I didn't catfish, but I used to hang out in Yahoo chat rooms. Those were my favorite. And yeah, it's all just ASL. If you know what ASL is, you're in the right podcast. And trying to get you on a cyber. Let's cyber. I swear to God, every like older millennial, this is why we're all great at text sex, because we got a leg up on dirty talk way back in the day.
Super true. Super true. Oh yeah. Messing with somebody who really wanted to have cyber sex was like, okay, yeah, this is hilarious. Like, because you're a kid then, you know, and it's like, this is funny. I'm going to say these things. And yeah, now it works out to your advantage. Because you already know what you're doing.
Did you ever do the thing? And let me set the scene. You're having cyber sex, all right? You're in the middle of it. Things are hot and heavy. Spicy words are being said. And then you just completely out of pocket, you know, mention your cock when they think you're talking to a girl, and it's like record scratch. And it's like asterisk, like, oh, I take my penis out. And they're like, wait, what? No! As if they can't click out. And then you're just like, oh yeah, I'm stroking my hard cock. Yes. And they're like, honestly, oh, please stop.
I did that a lot, actually. Because like this was still a time where like being gay was like a punchline in like sitcoms and stuff like that. Yeah. So absolutely I did that. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And you want to see how far you can take it before they're actually like so you can still actually like catch them in it, where you're like, hey, check this out. Plot twist.
Yeah, I didn't personally do it, but I had friends who loved to do it, like male friends who would go on and pretend to be some hot girl and then get these guys like looking stupid. That was my favorite thing to do. It was so mean. But it always cracked me up because like they never left the chat. They never just left. It was always like, no, please stop. Like you can't just click out. Also, nothing's happening to you. They're just asterisks.
Yeah, I think the beginning of the internet was confusing for a lot of people in that way.
It was like confusing.
AIM was like, which I always called AIM, and I didn't realize that other people called it AIM. But AOL Instant Messenger was like my lifeline. Like I loved it. And it's another medium of like social media, pre-social media that I actually really miss. And it's kind of why I like Discord, because it's like, it does have that like chatty like that. Well, it's like essentially chat rooms, but like that same kind of aspect without like the fun away messages. Which
I used to love to get attention with those away messages.
That's make all it like some
some super emo song lyric, and all your friends are so concerned if you put your status to it. You come back to like 30 messages of being like, "Oh my God, girl, are you okay?" Don't answer them. Nope. Just update it to make it a little bit worse.
Well, that was, me messaging myself too. So like when I had AIM, I'd be like, girl, are you okay? And I was like, oh, I'm just going to ignore me for a while and make me worry.
No, it's always, you finally do respond and you're like, yeah, I just don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah, either that or like, no, I'm fine. Why?
It's just like, I love this song. Have you never heard of it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't read so much into it.
Or did you do this? Okay, so I also used MSN Messenger. That was my thing because you could appear offline. So as soon as your crush fucking entered as soon as he came online, you would immediately go offline and then come online. So it showed up for him. It was like a pop-up like, oh, Nayli's online now. And if he didn't notice quickly enough, you got to keep doing it. And then eventually he'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with your computer? And you'll be like, oh my God, I don't know, Chad. Maybe you should come over and take a look at it.
That's almost as sad as me instant messaging myself on a not instant messenger. That is really funny though, because AIM did it too. It had that open and closed door sound whenever somebody came online.
I remember that. Oh, do you remember? I also loved ICQ. Do you remember that?
Oh my God. Yes, I do remember ICQ.
I can't even do the sound, but the sound was so great. It was just like, oh. I think that was your message sound.
I think I used MSN Messenger like maybe like 5 times. And it was probably to talk to somebody very specific who only used MSN Messenger. because like I was always on AIM. Always.
Yeah, I was the opposite. I used MSN for the most part, and then like mainly for like people I met online or in chat rooms and stuff, I would use AIM and ICQ.
Yeah, I forgot about ICQ altogether. And ICP for that matter.
Oh my God. I miss ICP. I agree. Fuck the world.
Yeah. Juggalos get it.
They do. What about, what was your first social media? Did you have a MySpace or a live journal or?
I had both. I had a very passionately curated MySpace. But I wasn't like a scene kid. Like I wasn't into like the emo stuff. I didn't have the hair parted all the way out in the west coast of the United States. Like I was just a person. I was probably I don't even remember how old I was when I had a MySpace. It would have been, what, 18, 19, something like that?
Okay, tell me if this is just a me thing or if you get it too. Okay, but I remember specifically I had a MySpace and I had a live journal. Okay, and I don't even know where I acquired this skill, but I got so good at making, like, you know how you can change your layout and like do HTML and all that. I got so good at it. My MySpace and my live journal looked amazing. And my friends at school would pay me $10 to do theirs and like whatever theme they wanted. And now if you showed me like that code shit, would have no idea. Like,
I know. Same. Like, I mean, you had to be good at it because you had to learn how to give your MySpace a layout if you wanted it to look good. And like,
if you wanted a song,
oh my God, it's so crazy. And yeah, exactly. Now, if I looked at any of that, I'd be like, what? So how do I, I'm just going to throw the computer away. I'd rather just instant message myself.
It just blows me away that at one point in time I had this wealth of knowledge and I was something I was really good at, and now like cannot remember a single step. Do not even know how I would begin.
I feel like that about a lot of things in my life.
Agreed.
Sad.
I used to be able to kind of divide, but now, no.
So I once could read. Now I forgot how. What was the contents of your live journal? Like what was give me a walkthrough of what like your live journal was like.
It was kind of just I don't think it'd be anything exciting. I think it was just like essentially my Twitter. Like I wasn't like I love like Britney Spears and like, but I never did like a fan thing. It was always just like me and my friends would do it together. So it would probably mirror my Twitter today.
Interesting.
It was just like shower thoughts or like, oh my God, you know, Kyle friggin' Adams is such a dick. Like this if you get it. Friends only post.
Yeah, I think that was the beauty of the early age of the internet. It was like everything was just like a notebook we were all passing around. It wasn't so beautifully curated like Instagram, or it wasn't like our parents freaking out about Trump on Facebook. It wasn't, it wasn't the toxicity of Twitter. It was literally just like, oh my God, this thing happened. Can you fucking believe that? Anyway, Sarah's a bitch. See you at school tomorrow.
What about like Tumblr? Did you ever get into Tumblr?
I briefly got into Tumblr. Tumblr gave me, like, I wish I held on to the coding information vibes from MySpace. Because, like, I was on it, but I only ever really, liked posts or, like, reblogged posts. Like, I definitely didn't create on Tumblr. It just confuses me. I just felt, that was one of the moments I felt too old for parts of the internet.
Tumblr is that thing. And still to this day, I didn't then, and I don't know now how it fucking works. Like, I don't understand how you're supposed to do things. And it's probably so easy. And I'm just like way overthinking it. But I could not do it. So I was just like, no, I don't want it. And I just like deleted my Tumblr and never went on it again. Because
I don't understand it.
It gave me anxiety.
Well, here's the one thing that really like the cornerstone of why I don't really care for Tumblr and never did. No, like a post does not have a time and a date on it. And that bothers me for some fucking reason. And I don't know what the reason is, but it bothers me that if you're scrolling through someone's page, there's often, unless their layout specifically has it, there's no like time and date on it. I don't know when that post came from. And that bums me out. And I don't know why. I know that's a weird reason to not like Tumblr, but it's just true. Like maybe my brain is searching for chronology or something, but I don't know.
Possibly.
And they took away the porn.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, oh yeah, they took away the porn, and that's no fun. I want porn gifs, or get the fuck out. Before Google, what was your your favorite search engine? I feel like this is a question dorks ask each other.
Yahoo, and I also liked web crawler.
Web crawler? I don't even think I've heard of web crawler.
Web crawler was a search engine where you could put in something and then it would check all other search engines for results. So you didn't have to go to every search engine. It would just like web crawl. It was a spider. So it was like the spider was grabbing like something with each of its legs or whatever. You know what I mean?
I'm following. Yeah, I know it. I got it. That was Ask Jeeves for me. Jeeves knew things.
Ask Jeeves. He did know the things. Jeeves
knew all the fucking things. Rest in peace.
For porn, of course, we'd always go Booble.
Is that a real website?
It is a real website.
That's
Let me actually see if it's still up. Booble.com.
Infected computer. You might as well have just downloaded 4 songs off of LimeWire.
Booble is still a thing. Booble. Find your fetish. Booble home. Porn star cams. Oh, a porn star directory.
Well, now I know what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah.
You can find me on Booble.com. On Booble.gov.
What came after that, though? So what was after that? Was it Twitter that was next? Because I didn't join Twitter for years.
Because I just passed my 12-year Twitter anniversary, I think.
Oh, wow.
So that was 2009 then-ish? So I think that was probably the next one. Although I got Facebook around then too, yeah. But Facebook seemed cool because it was like the thing that you couldn't have unless you went to college. And like I didn't go to college. I essentially went to a trade school, to a clown college. So like I couldn't use Facebook. So it just seemed like it was the thing it was unattainable, you know? It was the hot girl at the party who's like going home with anybody but you know? So, and then it turns out it's whatever the fuck it is, and it sucks.
Stay tuned for a very special podcast episode available exclusively on our Patreon detailing Sajak's venture into clown college.
Yes. And also there will be a PDF document of all of my Facebook statuses from the past roughly 10 years or so.
That would rule.
There are some gems in there. There are things like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? And I can't believe this. So you're really going to want to hang out at the edge of your seats.
Remember when Facebook just started and the status was always blank is blah, blah, blah?
Yes.
So you couldn't just write your status. It had to be like, Nelly is like feeling spicy. Like, or Nelly's tired. Like you could.
I like
it. Was so stupid.
Nelly's tired.
It was just so stupid. Like, Nelly is feeling so unappreciated by her boyfriend, Kyle.
Did you date a Kyle, Nelly? That's twice you brought up a Kyle. I knew it. I was going to say, you brought up Kyle twice now. Wait, let's see. Kyle. Because I would do, like, if I had something to say that wasn't an is statement, I would do, like, 2 dashes, and then I would just say the thing.
That's smart. Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense. My status
here says, my name, Fat Sajak, is so eating popcorn while I pack my shit. That's riveting. That's riveting information.
This was our social media, children. It's weird how just drastically, like, the social media landscape has changed since we were kids. Like, we're talking about, like, hey, where you just talk to your friends, or MySpace, where you just, like, you kind of wrote shit, but mainly it was just, like, keep up with everyone and look at everyone's pictures. But now, like, social media is, like, so ingrained in all of our lives.
Yeah, it's like another appendage. It's like, it's just something you do in a day. It's part of, like, your routine, your habits. And even YouTube used to be that way. When I started making YouTube videos in 2006, 2007, I used it as a way to keep in touch with friends, like, across the states. Like, I literally, like, we would literally just make videos for each other and post them. And then that's how we, like, communicated. That was it. Like, no expectation that anybody else was watching them. It was how I found out that there's a smoking fetish on YouTube. Because one of my videos got a lot of views for the fact that I was having a cigarette in it. But that aside, like, it is interesting because that is, I mean, I don't think anybody ever anticipated, like, people could make careers off of putting free content on a platform. Like, that's crazy.
It is crazy. Also, smoking is a surprisingly huge fetish. I used to do a little bit of girlfriend experience type situations, and I learned all about fetishes, and smoking is a huge one.
That's crazy. I mean, I get it, I guess, but, like, I don't get it, but, like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I understand, but I don't get it enough to participate. Yeah, and then there's Twitter, which, like, Twitter is my preferred social media platform. I know it's toxic. I know it's definitely got its problems, but, like, I love Twitter.
I both love and hate Twitter because Twitter is amazing. Twitter, you know, first of all, it connects you with people. Like, if you're feeling disconnected, you feel like you don't have any friends, you feel like you're struggling, there is always someone on Twitter who will be there to hype you up or just have a conversation with you. It's like a little safe haven. You know, you get involved in certain communities. You know, I know that standums, we can talk about that in a bit, but, you know, if you really love an artist, you find your little group and you talk about them with your artist. And, you know, you form friendships and you get, I've never been so educated than just scrolling Twitter. Like, it's so, I love just going on there and just, like, learning. Like, it's right there. And,
like, in our age range, like, I feel like, I know it always feels like an excuse to say, like, well, we grew up at a different time for certain things. But the truth of the matter is, like, we did. And it was a completely ignorant time. And I think that's what people mean to say when they say that, is, like, I grew up in ignorance of certain things. And yeah, Twitter has definitely helped certainly educate me on things I never even would have thought about. It's so cool to talk to people with all of these different experiences that I either, like, have yet to live or will have never lived, because it just changes your perspective on things.
Even with our name change yesterday, like, again, I never would have thought anything about that name. I thought it was a silly pun, and that was it. Yeah. And, you know, within an hour, I had someone being like, hey, you know, just so you know, like, and, you know, just educating us. I had another experience where I think it was actually you, we're talking about pet peeves. And I said, I hate when people say I seen, and I hate it. And I ranted about it. And then I had one of my Twitter mutuals, Tanisha.
Tanisha.
I love Tanisha.
We stand Tanisha.
She just, like, gently, like, explained to me, like, hey, you know, that's AAVE. It's not just internet slang or whatever. Like, she said, it's AAVE. And it sounds, she didn't say this to me, but she said it to someone else who spoke about it. She's like, you sound really ignorant. Like, this isn't, it's not for you. And it's, it's shitty that you're sitting here shitting on it. And I felt I felt bad about it. I'm still thinking about it. And I felt so awful. I immediately deleted it, and it really put things into perspective when I'm like, ew, I don't like that. I don't like the way that sounds. Like, how hurtful and harmful I could have actually been being, and it made me feel so bad.
I will say that's also like a testament to ignorance, because for me, I've only ever heard white people say it, and I had no concept that it was part of AAVE. I had no idea, because when I said it, I was referring to the white folks in my life that I've heard say it. And I didn't even think to look outside of like my scope of like, oh yeah. Okay, well, maybe other people use things differently.
It's things like that where if I do something out of pocket, you guys, if I say something like that, I always want to know. Same. I always want to be educated about that kind of thing. Always. I would never do it maliciously. But if you want to be like, hey, just so you know, I will listen, and I will, going forward, act accordingly.
Absolutely. Same. Absolutely. I actually had one of the folks in my community, I made a joke. I'm trying to remember what it was about. I made a joke about, there was a tweet with a lady who was just like meticulously cleaning her house. And I think the caption on it was like, what is she on? And I said something like, if it's not Adderall, it's straight up cocaine, or something like that. And this person in my community reached out to me and was like, hey, just so you know, like, mocking the like use of Adderall, there's a stigma behind Adderall and its uses for ADHD and all this. And I was like, I honestly had no idea. I just, I made an offhand joke. I'm so sorry. Let me delete this. I will keep this in my brain going forward. And I've had a few situations like that where like mutuals, Twitter mutuals or friends or acquaintances or just people in my audience have come to me and said things like, hey, you might want to, just so you know, this is this. And I do take it to heart. I'm a snarky bitch, but like, I don't want to be hurtful to people. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to make people feel like I'm further stigmatizing something. So yeah, I think that goes for me too. If I'm ever saying something that is completely out of pocket or hurtful or offensive, I will always take on criticism like that. I will gladly take it on board, and I will also act accordingly. I also should breathe when I speak.
I have zero problem with criticism.
Same.
Like, please present it to me. I
have zero problem with hate, to be completely honest with you. The hate comments I've gotten, I don't get a lot thanks to YouTube's filters now, but like in my videos that I've gotten hate on, I'm like, you're funny. Like, I think they're fucking funny. Those are funny. Like, criticism I take on seriously, but like hate, I'll even take your hate. Give me it. I want to taste your hateful tears.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, and it's the people that attack you too. Like, listen, don't get me wrong. We grew up in a different time, and I hate when people say that, but we did. The issue with that is that you either go in two schools of thought. You say, well, things were different back then, deal with it. Or you recognize that even though these kind of things were more acceptable back then, it wasn't okay back then. It's never been okay. That's the issue, is it was never okay. It was just more acceptable. So when someone corrects you, especially gently on Twitter, like I was talking about Tanisha, she does not have to be gentle with me. She does not have to be kind with me. She could go off on me if she wanted to, because it's my job to learn and grow and educate myself. But if you get those people who are gently just trying to explain to you or educate you, oh my God, listen.
Yeah. Like, the least you can do is listen. At the very least, even if you decide that you're right and everybody else is wrong, the least you can do is listen and hear why what you're doing is incorrect. Absolutely. Like, it's again, the bare minimum you can do is just listen to people, because that doesn't hurt. It doesn't take away your credibility. It doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make what the art you make or the things you do less important. It means you're an open-minded human being who's willing to hear people out. And that's kind of part of just being a human being in general.
And you want to learn and grow and be a better version of yourself than you were 15 years ago. Like, I don't understand the people that don't want to be better.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like, and there's a difference between being like a social justice warrior and being like, you know, a person who gives a shit. Like, authentically giving a shit doesn't make you like, you know, some waspy, you know, uppity bitch. Like, it actually makes you a better person. It makes you a real ally and someone who will actually, you know, stand with and for the things that you say that you believe in.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have no desire to be performative.
Yeah.
Like, I want to put my money where my mouth is always. And if I'm, you know, talking about Black Lives Matter and then turning around and mocking AAVE, then I'm being a bad example of what I'm trying to portray to other people.
Right. But I think there also needs to be, the thing about it is that I hope we're heading to this point where there's sort of like a balance and like a margin for error, because there are some things about people that only those people that grew up in that time, of that race, of that gender, of that, you know, sexuality, whatever the case may be, there are things that are very specific to certain groups of people that maybe other groups of people just do not know, you know. And I think it's not that group's job to educate outside of themselves.
No.
But I do think, and I guess this goes more towards just like cis straight white folks. Like, shut up. Just shut up.
Just shut up. We're the fucking
policing everybody else. Just stop it. Like, you know, especially if you know, it's fine to educate other people and it's fine to point things out gently, but like, you know, stop speaking for people.
Stop
it's weird
for other people. Absolutely. I
don't
like it either. I think it did go off the rails.
What the hell were we talking about?
The internet. Oh, now we're on Twitter.
I like that every time I ask you what we're talking about, you say the internet. Like, of course we're talking about the internet. That's like the subject for today. I meant specifically.
I'm sorry. Are you the one who keeps getting lost and confused, or am I?
I don't know where I am.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we were talking about the positives of Twitter and like educating yourself, like, you know, talking to different people, learning about different experiences. But then there's a negative side of Twitter too, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a big negative side.
So with our experience, I feel like we've dealt with a lot of stans, and those are people that are a fan of a celebrity or a public figure that just
ride or die.
Like, I feel like a lot of them don't even know where the term stan came from, but it's not a positive term to put upon yourself. A stan is someone who is obsessive and unhinged about this creator to the point where they become dangerous or out of touch with reality. Like, that's what a stan is supposed to be. Like, existing on Twitter right now, it's scary because there have been many times where like I've deleted a very just mundane tweet because I made a joke about an artist that I know people are going to be upset about. Like, you can't even express your opinion without these people flocking to your social media, knowing how you feel and getting irate about it. And then they dox, they stalk you around Twitter and other social media. You know, we had a friend get signed up for like email spam. Like, they go crazy just because you're like, I don't like Gabby Hanna's music. They're like, okay, well now I'm going to ruin your life.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to me.
Yeah.
That's a really weird thing to me. Because like only because I guess I can't relate to it. And I'm an obsessive person. Like I have a very obsessive person. I have OCD. I have a very obsessive personality. There are just, I get liking a celebrity or a creator or whatever. I get the passion behind it. I don't get giving a shit what other people think about it.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm like, I don't understand. Like
that's what drives me crazy is like, you can like whoever you want to like. I don't care. Like, go for it. But why do you care about my opinion about this person? Like, you don't know me. Like, and why does it matter to you? That just blows my...
I could see if you were like, if one was like harassing somebody, right? If like you were continuously adding somebody, just so that they would see the mean, nasty things that they have to say about you, maybe, I guess, there would be a reason to be like, hey, knock it off. That's not nice, because I care about this person. And I get that.
Yeah.
But like, all the rest of it is just a little much for me.
Like for me, I got my little Twitter following by doing these threads where I would like review when Gabby was putting out videos every day. I would do a breakdown of the video, and I started to gain like kind of a little bit of following. Like when I went on Twitter, I had like 200 followers, and now I have 1,300 and something. That all came from my little Twitter threads on Gabby. And that's why it was really important to me, even though they were long and like tedious. I really tried to back up, not just what I was saying or the truth necessarily. I tried to give examples about why I felt the way I did. Like I was trying to prove my opinion, just so that if people came for me and they're like, oh, she thinks this, but she's got no proof, I can be like, well, yes, I do. There it is. I posted a screenshot or a link. That's why it was important to me. It wasn't necessarily that I wanted to be fair or kind. It was that I didn't want anyone to come at me and harangue me for expressing myself. Like I laid out very clear guidelines as to why I feel the way that I do. If you don't agree with it, that's fine, but my opinion is valid.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, in my, like, any videos I've made about Gabby, I would say for the most part, I don't think I ever made a Gabby Hanna video where I was like, I'm just going to pull this one out of my ass. Gabby has done nothing and she's been quiet, but I'm going to start making videos.
Yeah.
Like I've always had a point to make in every video that I've made about Gabby, and whether or not people think that I was unfair or unkind, I am expressing my opinion and doing the same. I came with receipts, and when I made a video about, the whole Jimmy Snow and Gabby Hanna and Rachel Oates thing, in Jimmy's video, he said, well, I haven't seen, where X, Y, and Z happened. And so in my video, I said, well, I have, and here it is. Like I have an opinion, and here's exactly why I feel the way that I do.
You provided the receipts for Jimmy's fucking video.
Yeah. I mean, and I might like take jabs and make jokes here and there, but like my opinions stem from facts, and my opinions stem from what I have seen and not what I have heard. And so I don't think that it's not like these things aren't coming out of left field. I'm not out here making things up to make somebody look worse. And that goes for pretty much anybody I've ever covered. I'm covering what I've seen, what I've read, what I have evidence of, and nothing more. And so if you're going to come for me, that's okay, I guess. But like, you're not going to change anybody's opinion by like doxing them or like, mocking them or, being an asshole. If we don't like the same thing, that's okay. I'm not going on anybody, knocking on anybody's door to tell them that they're a dick. I'm not going up to Gabby Hanna's house to tell her I don't like her. That's not the goal. I'm just making a larger point about what is happening and the effect that it has on the things around her, the people around her, et cetera, et cetera. Like, there's more going on than just, I hate your fave. And
here's the thing about people like Gabby, Gabby and like people like her, like say Jeffree Star or James Charles or Shane Dawson, or the people where I can say like, oh yeah, like I've been like brutal in my, I've said some like mean things about those people. But these are the same creators who want the attention. They want the negative attention. They've been horrible to other people. They've said these egregious things. They've earned the negative feelings that people have about them. And then the stands are going to turn around and get angry when people react negatively. Like they've brought it on themselves. Like look at it now. Gabby has been fucking quiet. She hasn't been like trying to make social media a shit show or play a villain or whatever she has to do. I have nothing to say about Gabby Hanna. You know, people just write me off on Twitter as a Gabby Hanna hater. I haven't talked about Gabby in months. Like, you know, like I've got nothing to say. She's making art on Instagram. Some of it I'm actually like kind of into. Like, good for her. Go.
I loved the one with the bunny where it was pulling another bunny out of a hat. It was just a smaller bunny pulling a bunny out of a hat. That was adorable. I loved that.
I liked the trumpet. I would buy the trumpet painting.
No, that's a good one too. Yeah, I said, I know I said it in some videos and I know I said it on some lives, but like, if I would be a hypocrite if I continued to make needless Gabby Hanna videos while she was doing the thing that I said would just make this all stop.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I know that there's people she owes apologies to, and that's unfortunately, you know, that's what it is. That's not my business.
No.
But the things that she was doing publicly, that stopped.
Yeah.
And I would be beating a dead horse, and I would be an absolute hypocrite to continue to make videos about somebody who's just trying to trying to live her life.
But yeah, like I'm not just trying to be mean to Gabby or Shane or whoever you get mad that I speak about for the sake of it. Like I'm saying it because I feel passionately about.
The only person I have an exception for there is Jeffree Star because I don't fucking care.
Jeffree Star can rot. So let's talk about the other side of Stan Twitter, which would be just like communities.
I know a lot of people want us to speak publicly on the situation with our community, so we're going to, in the most gentle, diplomatic way that we can. I started following this creator in, I believe, 2019. When I showed up, Sajak was already there because she was a mod in her lives, and that's where I started interacting with her. I immediately really loved the people that were part of this community, and I made a lot of Twitter friends and formed a few genuine friendships. The community was really fun and open and accepting and just had really good vibes. This creator fostered a really lovely community of people. As time went on, I became closer with this creator and we eventually became good friends. I modded for her. We talked every day in group chats. We had each other's phone numbers. She spoke about me a lot in her lives. We were good friends. And I felt very protective and sympathetic to her and what she was dealing with. And I'd take to Twitter and publicly defend her a lot, which is kind of coming back to bite me in the ass now, but whatever. Long story short, a lot of stuff ended up going down behind the scenes, and we decided that we no longer wanted to continue that friendship. And we made that clear to that creator. Sajak put out a short statement. I didn't, but I made it clear that I co-signed her statement, and we haven't continued to speak publicly about it. The issue with that is that when you become so intertwined with a creator and a community, distancing yourself becomes infinitely harder because we don't want drama and we don't want to spill the tea or talk shit about this person, but we also want to support our friends publicly because we know how it's been behind the scenes. But the second we like or retweet something, we're immediately co-signing those words and making that publicly known, which is a really shitty situation to be put in. And this is all I'm going to say about this because I see it daily on Twitter, and it's really fucking disheartening. Everyone going after the people speaking out, saying that they're dogpiling or beating a dead horse or to shut the fuck up. Like, as much as you think you know what's going on, you don't. As much as you think you've seen, you haven't seen half of it. And just because this person is not publicly talking shit does not mean it's not happening. It's happening behind a paywall. And these people are being trashed and lied about and misrepresented and shit on to not only her followers, but to their friends and former friends who are still a part of that Patreon. It's being sent to us constantly, whether to inform us or stir up drama, whatever the case may be. It's fucking exhausting. Okay? It's fucking exhausting. The bottom line is this person hurt a lot of people deeply and is still actively doing so. We don't want to talk about her. We don't want drama. We don't want to spill tea. We want the same thing we want from every other creator, which is accountability and growth. And if you don't want to do that, then the very least you can do is stop talking about it. Stop trashing these people and move on. Because regardless of how you all see things on Twitter, these people's actions are reactions, and they have a right to publicly defend themselves and set things straight. They don't have big platforms or Patreons to run to, but they should be allowed to at least defend themselves on their personal Twitters to the community and their friends that are being led to side-eye them. Like, stop.
I agree. I agree with all of that. It's quite frustrating to have someone doing quite a bit behind a paywall, have it come to you, have somebody bring it to light because it's essentially either lies or some kind of pared down version of the truth, and then these people getting shit on for defending their character and defending, I don't know, their entire existence on the internet because like one person can't just let it go. I think you're trying to. I think the let it go message is being directed at the wrong people. If I'm being honest,
Absolutely.
we have let it go. I think that when information comes out against your character, it is kind of your job as a human to say, "Hey, that's not what's going on. Let's not lie. Let's just be honest. Stop lying to people that I used to be friends with. Stop lying to people who I thought I was still friends with. Just stop talking about it. Everybody move on at once." It's called being a fucking adult.
I think it's just really shitty to go behind a paywall and continue to drag out this drama and then publicly have the narrative be that these people can't let this go. Like, you don't understand. We're sent this shit every day. These people are sent this shit. Like, they're reacting. They're defending themselves to things that she does. It's not like coming from nowhere.
Right. And they have the right
really
to.
Unfair. Of course they do. If someone was bashing me behind the scenes, I don't care if it's public or not, I'm gonna defend myself.
Sure, especially if it's something that matters to you. Like if someone just says, "Oh, she's a fucking bitch." Okay, cool, whatever. I'm a bitch. Who cares? But if it's something that deeply affects you, that is deeply untrue about your character, of course you need to say something. If you feel it in your gut that this person said something about you that either just hurts you or is a lie about you, and this goes for anybody, you should absolutely speak out because that's bullshit. There's no way around that. And
unfair? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you.
No, you. I choose you.
How unfair is it that these people that are defending themselves on Twitter get told to shut the fuck up or you're weird or let it go, stop dogpiling, when they're literally just responding to what is being said about them? Those posts you see, that's an hour after they were sent something egregious of this person talking shit about them to their former friends. Like, that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
That's so mean.
Yeah. It's honestly stupid. Like I'm so beyond past like the high school bullshit of it all. Like that's why I put out one statement and said, I'm leaving it at this. I wish her the best. See ya. Like, it's just, that's it for me. Like, I don't need to drag it out. It's not interesting to me to constantly be in drama. I don't care. I'm okay with ending a friendship and like walking away. Like, it sucks. It was a hurtful time. It's a bummer that things turned out this way, but you know what? I've accepted it. I walked away. I leave it alone. This is not going to be like a recurring podcast theme either. Before anybody jumps the gun and is like, well, if you don't care, why are you making a podcast about it? Like, well, this is the one episode that we will very, very vaguely address things and that's it. Next week, it's going to be all like dick jokes and I don't know, just dick jokes. Next week's episode is about hookers. Yes, cocaine and hookers. The good old-fashioned stuff.
Exactly. No, we don't. We're not interested in drama. We're not interested in tea. Like, truly, like, I don't like that we have to do this, but like, the reason that I want to is because every day I see like these people coming for our friends on Twitter, and it's like, you have no idea what's gone on. Just because you're in her Patreon and you've spoken to her, in DMs like 3 times, that doesn't mean that you know anything about what's going on. You're also only getting one side of the fucking story.
Right. So even if you're close with somebody who's talking shit like this, like that's, you still don't know. You still weren't a part of it. You still weren't involved. So like, stop it. Just shut up.
I don't understand like why people care. Like, this creator is propelling it. These people are responding, but you're getting angry at the people defending themselves. Tell the creator to stop and they'll stop, because none of us want this. I don't know about you, but like when I like end a friendship, especially if it ends badly, I don't want anything to do with you. I'm not stalking your social media. I'm not like, oh, I'm going to wait a month and reach out. Like, we're done. Like, I'm 34. I have no time for it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not interested in prolonging anything there. Like, it's cool.
No.
We can be done. It can be civil. We can walk away and everybody can go live their fucking lives. Why do we need to continue to harp on this and shit on people just because you don't have closure because you don't know how to communicate? Like, that's for me, like, if there were, without getting into detail, like if there was more communication, good communication, conversation, when this whole thing was actually going down, there wouldn't be any of this right now. And I think that a lot of that is with a lot of the information getting lost sort of in this ether where people are just kind of looking at those who are speaking out like they're obsessive and weird, or, I don't know. It really, really leaves a bad taste in my mouth, because if you can look at some of the more egregious things someone says about somebody, but your argument is that the person exposing the things said about them is like, that's the problem. I don't understand your logic. I'm lost there. It doesn't make any sense.
Just this is our public, public cry to just like stop. You want to send people emotional videos of you begging them to stop this. You are the only one who can stop this, because you're not allowed to just sit there and shit on people and then cry when they defend themselves. Like, that's not a thing that's going to happen. And we're going to support our friends. We're going to defend our friends, because we know you don't know. So stop, because it's cruel.
Yeah. So I hope to never talk about any of this ever again.
Ever.
We're definitely not going to do it here. Like, this is not going to become the How I Fell into Scandals podcast. Like, no.
No, we don't want to talk about drama. That's not what we want to do. We just want to fuck around and laugh and entertain you. We don't want to be serious because now, quite frankly, we're going to be honest with you. We're recording this again, like this whole part of the podcast. We're recording again because it got real somber. It got real like down, and after we were done speaking about it, like it was just awkward because we're like, I don't know what to do. Like, we don't want that kind of energy. Yeah. We don't want that kind of podcast. We want to have fun. Like, we don't fucking care about like friendships that didn't work out. Like, let's move on, keep it moving. If you're so happy, girl, prove it.
Yeah. Shutting the fuck up though. No, but yeah, that's the thing is like we're re-recording, and it's like the last portion of the first time we recorded it was the opposite of why we wanted to start a podcast because like we're here to like act like dickheads and laugh our asses off because we're funny, and that's what we want to do. But yeah, like getting this out of the way was, an unforeseen obstacle, but something that I think people did want from us in some capacity.
I don't know about your DMs, but mine say yes.
Yeah, mine do too.
Just one more thing that I want to say, like before we close this out, like, if we got a little bit heated, it's because we're frustrated. Like we don't want to be a part of this anymore. And unfortunately, like when you befriend a creator, like you're kind of attached to them, and what they do kind of comes back on you. Like there are plenty of people publicly and privately who like will quote tweet me or will show me a screenshot of a tweet I did. I said screenshot.
I love that.
But they'll show me a screenshot of like me defending this person and like going hard for this person and be like, oh, anything you want to say now? Like, yeah, we were good friends at one point and now we're not. So I don't stand by everything I say, but I also don't think she's like this horrible, evil villain. I want her to do better. I want her to grow. I want her to reflect, and I want her to better herself. And I don't want anyone to send her hate on our behalf. Like if you like us, don't send her hate. We don't want that. That's not constructive.
And it's not the point.
Also, we can fucking take care of ourselves. We don't need people to fight our battles for us. We need this person to stop.
Yeah. And to your point about it kind of coming back on us for like publicly defending her or any sort of public statements in that way, like anyone, we've come for in the past, I've sincerely, and I'm not trying to be like, I'm such a good person, because I'm not. I'm a horrible human being. No, I'm not. Just kidding. But like, I'm not trying to like be like, look at me. I'm such an example. But like, I've really like over the past few months, like tried to right some of those wrongs, because I agree. Looking back on my behavior, like, yeah, ew, you're 35, knock it off, you dickhead. Like I have apologized to stans. I have apologized to people who have been a part of certain instances in the community where their name kind of got thrown around a little bit, and I may have jumped on some kind of support train for someone who I thought was my friend, and in turn I was just being mean to somebody else. Like I've gone out of my way to actually apologize to people, and I've unblocked certain people that I had blocked before to be open to conversations as well, because it's I feel like I would be a hypocrite to be like, well, this person did this, but you know what? I stand by everything. Fuck you all. Like I'm open to eating shit on what a piece of shit I have been in the past. Now, that's not to say every single time I was wrong, but I would say that a good fair amount, I was probably an asshole.
I feel the same way. And, to be honest, there were times when I didn't fully agree with what I was defending. You know what I mean? But like, you have your friend, and like I said, like I felt very protective of this person.
Well, we're both pretty fiercely loyal friends.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, like here's the thing, you know, this person can talk a lot of shit about me and, you know, say that I'm fiery and I'm a bitch and everything else, but I was a damn good friend to that person.
Oh yeah.
And I always had their back. And, you know, honestly, that's not really going to change. I don't want to publicly fuck her or drag her or spill tea or do anything like that. Like, I have no interest in that. I just want her to do better.
If we did want that, their name would be in the title of this podcast episode. You know what I mean? Like, it would be, I would have made a video by now. You would have had a thread. Like, it would have already been done if that's what we wanted. And, you know, it's very much not.
No, we don't wish anyone ill will. We just want, you know, some reflection and some growth would be good. Not just for us or your career or YouTube or Patreon or whatever else, but like for you. Because like, despite the way that things went down, you know, you've also gone through it this year. We know that because we were friends. And, you know, there's sympathy there too, but not a lot.
Go so far.
You know, it's time to stop. Yeah.
Well, that's, I think, and we can cut this out if you want, but this is just something I was thinking. Is like, it's so interesting that it devolved in that way or actually kind of evolved in that way, because that whole community really was built on defending this creator in general. Like, that's where like that channel really started to flourish, because the audience was constantly defending the creator. Like, it was constantly, the creator is this victim of X, Y, and Z. And it was like, I didn't even really realize that until a few months ago. It was like, wow, that's really wild how that started. So like, no, I don't wish ill will, and I don't wish, no hate, no nothing, especially on our behalf, please. But like,
no,
there's a lot of, I think, self-reflection that needs to happen there before anything can get better. But that's
100%.
Sit here and psychoanalyze people, but you know, it's just my self-reflection of my part in all of this was very, very eye-opening for me. And I don't think about me and my psyche a whole lot. Like, I'm a very surface level person. I don't think about the meaning of life because I don't fucking care. I don't think about like why I do the things I do because like I need to go to bed or I'm not going to wake up in time tomorrow. Like, I'm like a dog. I live in the fucking moment. You know what I mean? So if this had me realizing some shit about myself, then I think it would serve this creator to just maybe sit with the truth for a little bit.
And that's the thing too, is that, you know, no one's perfect. Every single person involved in this whole scenario has fucked up, like plenty. No one's been perfect 100% of the time. No one's, you know, not hurt a feeling or not crossed a boundary or not, you know, gotten, maybe this is just a me one, but like a tad too passionate, you know, like no one's perfect. We all have to reflect. We all have to grow. If we're not growing, what's the fucking point?
I don't know. What if you're already perfect?
I feel like we should ask someone who's perfect then, instead of you.
Oh, then you need to start a whole new fucking podcast.
That's way too much work. I've already had to do a complete rebrand in a matter of like 36 minutes.
Which looks great, by the way.
Thanks. All right. So let's stop fucking talking about this because it's fucking stupid. I've had a few sips of an alcoholic beverage. Let's end this out fun.
Now, on Twitter and everywhere, really, you have a habit of when someone says something that you like or agree with, you tell that person, you're my favorite. Neely, who's your favorite person on Twitter that either you follow or follows you? Like the real favorite, the real one. Not the one you just offhanded say it to because it sounds good. Who's your favorite?
Okay, well, Jazz and Brie will always be my favorites, no matter what, 100%. Other than that, Izzy, I fucking love Izzy. I love Audie. I love Meegs. I love Lolly. I love Elle. I love Alicia. I love Griff. I love, who else? Who am I not thinking of?
Jax.
Jax is awesome. Let's see. Oh, Sarah. Oh my God. This is the thing. I'm super bad with names, but if I love you, I'm sure that you know I love you.
That's a lot of people for one favorite.
That is a lot of people. But my favorite person that follows me on Twitter, like hands down, number one, is Fat Sajak. Follow Fat Sajak, youtube.com/FatSajak.
Gross. Stop it. Stop it.
No, it's true. It's true because listen. Oh, I cleared my throat again. That rum is just hitting me right there, right in my dangly dangle. But like, yeah, no, like the thing is like, before me and Sajak even like became close or like, you know, would call each other friend, like I loved Sajak's content. Like she's same personality. I love all her jokes. I love all her references. We like the same things. Like I just love her videos. I love her content. I think that her the question video you did, what was it called?
Oh, the Q&A or an existential crisis.
The Q&A or whatever, like that got way too few views. You all need to go watch it. Like when she appeared out of the bathtub, I peed. Okay, like it's great. But yeah, she's just my favorite. Like I'm so flattered that she follows me because I think she's so talented and funny.
Stop. I'm gonna vomit just from feeling uncomfortable with all of this.
I'm uncomfortable.
Nice.
This is uncomfortable.
I am uncomfortable.
Yeah. Ugh. Who's the favorite person that follows you?
Oh, Bonnie Hunt. The hell with you.
Bonnie Hunt
is my favorite.
And Colin Hanks.
Oh yeah, and Colin Hanks, yeah. And Nick DeRamio.
If Colin Hanks followed me, that would be my answer. I fucking love Colin Hanks. Everyone that hasn't seen Orange County, go watch Orange County.
Oh, yeah, it's got Catherine O'Hara in it too, right?
Catherine O'Hara's in it. Yeah. John Lithgow, Jack Black. Like, it's awesome. Watch it.
Oh, that's why you like it. It's your thing for Jack Black.
I do love Jack Black.
That's I mean, I get it, but it was just like an unexpected. It was unexpected to learn
that I think Jack Black is hot.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Why?
I guess I never considered Jack Black. I don't dislike him by any stretch. I just never think about him.
Here's the thing about Jack Black, okay? If you look at his face, he's a very conventionally attractive guy. He's just chubby.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like a little unkempt. That's kind of his thing. But like, Emil Hirsch?
Oh, yeah.
Emil Hirsch is alternate reality, like acceptably hot Jack Black.
He is.
He's
God.
hot. So, yeah. And
I'm not saying I don't think it's not that I don't think Jack Black is attractive. I just don't ever think about him in general. I love him. I about him.
I think he's so underrated. He is so fucking talented musically.
He's so
I love
talented.
Tenacious D.
Oh yeah.
I love his movies. He's so fucking funny. Like, I just love him. Oh my God. Would 10 out of 10 would have his baby.
Aww.
Apologies to Mrs. Jack Black if that was out of pocket.
Jackie Blackie.
I have weird crushes though too. Is like
not
Derek
me.
loves mine are
very, mine are very conventional.
Okay. I don't think that yours are super unconventional. I just think that yours are like, you know, I feel like we're like teetering on necromancy.
No. No.
Old.
Only one is like extremely old. The rest are like late middle age. Like middle age adjacent.
These are my three, like the three people that I think are super hot that I always get like roasted for. Okay.
Mhm.
Johnny Knoxville.
God.
I can't even explain Johnny Knoxville other than he was the Pete Davidson of my time.
That's
people.
very
Okay.
true. That's very
True.
Actually,
But like there's some sorry.
so true. It is.
It's right?
Yeah.
There's something about Johnny Knoxville. I think he's fun. I think he's fucking funny. I think he's hot. I even like now with the gray hair, like, daddy, give it to me. The next one is Vince Vaughn. However,
no.
I know, but however, I will say for anyone that hasn't seen Swingers, I don't really want to recommend the Psycho remake, but the Psycho remake,
Oh my
like,
God. I
young
recommend the
Vaughn?
Psycho remake.
Oh my
it's
God. Don't watch the
hilariously
Psycho
bad.
remake. It's horrible.
Oh my
But anyway,
God. But the casting in it was so good, though.
It was so good.
Julianne Moore, William H. Macy.
Yeah.
Give it
Anne
to me.
Heche. Yeah.
Anne Heche,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, like young Vince Vaughn, Clay Pigeons. Oh my God. So fucking hot. And like, yeah, he's gotten a little bit chubby and he got some dark circles. I still think he's fucking hot. He's funny. He's got those pillowy lips. Again, daddy, I'm here.
He's a dick.
Is he?
Yeah, big time dick.
Are you going to break my heart?
Yeah, I am. I have to.
Tell me, why is he a dick?
I just Google it. It's not good.
God. Oh no. Oh, fuck. Well,
Vince Vaughn sucks.
I'm sorry. And the third one, which I don't get because again, I think he's conventionally attractive, is Kevin James.
Oh my God. I love your taste in men.
I like funny guys. Like,
oh yeah, funny over
like,
hot. Like funny over conventional. Like I don't know.
1,000%.
I love.
Like I don't know about anybody else. Like I'm not immediately. First of all, I don't really like muscles. I don't like veins. Veins freak me out. So like I don't like super muscular guys. Like Zac Efron never did anything for me. He's so veiny, and like like I'm not into like that Ken doll Abercrombie kind of aesthetic. Like if I had a hall pass, okay, if I could pick one celebrity to have sex with and that's it, like no one else, it would be John Krasinski. I like him tall. I like him a little bit weird looking and I like him funny. And he is just so fucking cute. Like, oh, I love him. And like, that's my taste. Like, number 2 is Chris Evans, which is a little more conventional, but like, he looks like my husband. So I'm kind of like, it's okay.
Everybody's desperately going to find Derek now.
Oh no. No, don't look right now. He's got a bad haircut. No, I'm kidding.
We're going to shame him for it. But he loves a good eggnog, and that's what's important.
He does. An egg cream.
An egg cream. Fix me an egg cream. One of these, I'm going to do like make a video where I make an egg cream. Over the holidays. We'll have Christmas egg cream.
Okay, so a lot
wait, like before your question, I have a follow-up.
Oh.
If you don't mind.
Okay.
What about women? Like, what's your women taste like?
Oh my God. Okay. First of all, Zendaya. Everyone knows I fucking love Zendaya. Like, oh my God. But you see the difference in like talking about guys where I'm like, yeah, he's chubby, but he's cool. And like Zendaya, I'm like ready to cry.
Where the bar lies is so different.
But yeah, no, I'm a leg girl and a face girl. And like Zendaya is perfect. She's also so fucking funny.
Oh,
She's
she is for sure.
stunning. She's like, I don't know how to say this that doesn't sound like old, but like she's fucking spunky. You know what I mean? Like she's like, does that make sense?
Old.
Where she's like, I know, but like she's just like, she's a little spitfire. I like that. I feel like she would bust my balls, and I love that.
Yeah, I agree.
Zendaya also, like, and please do not take this as me endorsing the Kar Jenners, because I don't. But like Kendall Jenner's face and those fucking legs make me want to die. I can't. And normally I'm not into like the super like skinny girl. Like Zendaya and Kendall are both like the super skinny girls. I like curvy. Like I used to be obsessed with Adele. And like again, like the Kevin James things, like people would roast me. Again, just because she's chubby. And now people are all being like,
has always been stunning. She's
she's always been stunning, and people are always like, oh, Adele, like that glow up. It's like, no, like go back and watch the music video to Rolling in the Deep or Hello and look at her fucking face, because it's always been flawless.
She's stunning.
Like Kate Winslet, like it's just, oh, I love it. I love that old Hollywood look. I love Monica Bellucci. Oh my God, I would die for her. Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Halle Berry, of course, is like in her 50s, and like I didn't look that good at my peak at like 18.
Yeah.
Just, you know, like I love beautiful women. Like, my God.
Yeah.
Just women are so much more beautiful than guys. I can find something attractive about any single girl I look at. It doesn't matter what you look like, what you think about yourself. I will find that thing about you that makes you beautiful. I will hone in on that, and I will hype you up until the end of time. Be with me, girl.
Wow. That's aggressive, and I like it.
Okay. Now, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So, we know that your taste in men is a little bit unconventional. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We don't know about women yet, but we'll get there in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me some of your conventional picks?
Ooh, that's a good choice. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Conventional.
Like Chris Evans, Ryan Reynolds. You know what I mean? Idris Elba, which is another one of mine. Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, Idris Elba is very attractive. I don't know. I think for me, it's difficult because I do, like, I look at Ryan Reynolds and yeah, obviously, like, incredibly good looking man. But like my brain is like, yeah, I could never get it. So like for me, like my brain is automatically like, it's not like I'm like, oh, well, I can't possibly find him attractive if I couldn't get it. Like, it's just like, it's not an out of my league thing. It's just like, it becomes like less interesting to me. So
I get what you're saying.
Like, I like Ryan Reynolds. He's very, very attractive. He has a fantastic personality. I like him as a whole. Great full package. It doesn't do it for me.
I get what you're saying. I had my ex actually was in love with Emmy Rossum, and I was like, what is it about her that like whatever? And he's like, well, she's gorgeous, but I also feel like I could get her.
Yeah.
So like
there's
that is
in attainability.
You know?
Yeah, there's something in attainability, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it has to be like correct. It just has to feel correct. But like,
so there's not one. Come on,
is Bill Hader?
I threw out Vince Vaughn, which apparently is going to get me canceled.
You're not going to get canceled. He's just a dick.
No, Bill Hader is unconventional. Like, yes, I get it, 100%, but like again, like quirky. I'm talking like Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, fucking again, like Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. Liam Hemsworth.
The Hemsworths don't do it for me at all.
Really? Even Liam? I think, by the way, this might be a controversial opinion because I love Thor. Liam is the hotter Hemsworth.
Can I tell you, like, I wouldn't, if you put them next to each other, I wouldn't know which one was Liam and which one was Chris.
I don't believe you.
I swear to God, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Oh my God, you're so annoying. Anyways.
I know. I hate myself.
No, I love that about you. I think that's awesome.
It's just like
I love that your choice for a conventionally attractive man is Bill Hader.
Bill
I
Hader.
love that. He looks like Frankenstein.
It's like the best I got. I don't know. Like, cause I was like trying to look at like the things around my like space here, and I was thinking SNL, and I'm like, yeah, Bill Hader. But like, I found Jason Sudeikis attractive for a while, but like again, there's one that's just like, I'm not invested enough. Yeah, I guess Sudeikis, but is Sudeikis
to be fair? I think that Sudeikis is a good choice. I think he's conventionally attractive. Okay. He's gotten a bit older, but like when he was on SNL in his heyday, oh my God, that hair, those eyes, he's got that voice, like totally hot.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't leave him for Harry Styles, if I'm being honest.
I do not listen. And this can only stay between us.
Okay, nobody else is
nobody else is here. I do not get Harry Styles at all. Like, I don't understand. Like but Zayn, the one who was with Gigi Hadid, him I get. Him I'm like, oh my fucking God. Like if I was 14, like done, dead, like everywhere, all over my locker. Like him I get, but I don't get like Harry Styles at all. I don't get it. But
he's a good looking guy. He's
not bad looking. Of course not. No, he's conventionally attractive. Like I get it, but I just don't. I think it's because my best friend growing up, Rebecca, hey Becky, she's not listening.
Then hey Becky.
She looks so much like Harry Styles. I think it like takes me out of it.
Oh my God, I love that though. But I was actually
reminds me of, yeah.
No, go ahead, finish.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
I don't remember what I was going to say. Listen, guys, also, if I sound like slurry or if you notice my voice is dropping,
it's
like
just
it gets
she's
higher.
Drunk.
It gets higher when I smoke, which Sajak can attest to, and it gets lower when I drink. So if you're like, wow, it sounds like there's like 5 different people there, it's just the alcohol. I'm pretty tipsy if I'm being honest.
I'm stone cold sober. So I was reflecting as you were talking about Harry Styles. I was thinking about the fact that like I don't think I've ever in my entire life been interested in a conventionally attractive man. Like that was my age.
Never
or anything. No, because even as a kid, like my best friend, Nikki, who's also not listening to this, she was she liked the Backstreet Boys, and she was like, "Oh my God, Nick Carter," and I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then, but I liked fucking Hanson, and that was the unconventional choice. Then it was you were either NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, or you were fucking awesome, and you chose Hanson instead.
I disagree. I was Backstreet. Okay, I was Backstreet Boys, and then I was Hanson because Backstreet kind of took a break, and Hanson came on the scene. Right. This is a little fun tidbit, okay, and it's super embarrassing, so no one judge me. I was so obsessed with Hanson. Okay, I bought every poster. I bought every single magazine. Teen Beat, Bop, Teen Bop. Fucking, there was another one that was like 16 or something.
Was Teen Bop a real magazine? It wasn't here.
Teen Vogue, every magazine. And I wallpapered my room with Hanson. And when I say I wallpapered my room, I mean you could not see a sliver of my wall, to the point where our local news station came and took a video of my bedroom on a segment about fans.
Wow. That's impressive. We used to steal them out of the teen magazines at
God, what didn't you steal?
We were bad kids, man. I grew up on the south side of Chicago, man. We don't fuck around.
We don't fuck around. We took the full posters out of the middle of
We took the whole fucking full poster. You kidding me? Watch out. I'm taking all the posters out of all your Bop magazines, and I'm going to do it proudly.
You know what really gives me it's the warmest nostalgia hug ever is Devin Sawa on Twitter. He is like my favorite Twitter account.
He's so funny. He aged so well.
Hello, like he's gorgeous still. I was never like into. Okay, here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this because I hope that this is a safe space. Okay, blonde guys freak me out. I don't like
Same. 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000%.
Again, like Chris or Liam over Chris. Like, I'm not into blonde guys. I'm very like, I want them tall, dark, and handsome. Yeah. If you're blonde, like if you got a flesh beard, like just keep them moving. But he's so good looking, but he's so fucking funny. And he's so self-aware. Like when like people take digs of him on Twitter or whatever, he just like bounces back and he's so funny. I love him so much.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know. I'm not deeply invested in it, but I find him attractive. Does that count?
Oh yeah, he's very conventionally attractive. He was all of our like Casper, like when you were a kid, was Casper not like your first crush?
No. I did. Devon Sawa didn't do it for me as a kid. Devon Sawa as an adult.
Really?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was a Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I was a JTT girl.
Okay, that's I never got into JTT. I didn't understand it.
I feel like if I not like if I, as a 35-year-old woman, discovered Jonathan Taylor Thomas as like a 13-year-old kid, but like if I had come across whatever he looks like now, I would be like, meh. But like as a kid, that was my one real conventional crush. It didn't take. I mean, I wasn't committed to the cause.
It didn't take.
It didn't take.
No, that's actually that is a good one because I feel like that is like the pinnacle of like conventional crushes is JTT. Absolutely.
That's probably why it didn't last.
Okay. This is an important question though. Let's see if we really are soulmates. All right. Mm-hmm. Who was the hottest Backstreet Boy?
None of them.
Really? None of them. You didn't like any of them?
No. I thought for a while it was Kevin. And then I was like, no, I don't like any of these. But it's probably AJ is probably the right answer.
And this is, please don't like take this as me being like, oh my God, I love him. Because I know like he's like a weird chumper now. But Brian?
Was it the hole in the heart thing? Was it the hole in the heart? Is that what it was?
No. Brian over Nick Carter every day of the week. Much like JC Chazé. He was the heart of that band. He's the best singer. He was the best. He was the best part of the band, but it's always a little blonde boy, whether you got a bowl cut or ramen noodles, that comes in and takes the spotlight unearned. No. Fuck Justin. Fuck Nick. It's Brian and JC forever. That was the most millennial thing I've ever said.
That's beautiful. Well, which Hanson brother did it for you?
Taylor.
Fun fact about me. I can play every Hanson song from their first 3 albums on the drums.
No, you cannot. You're a drummer?
No. But I can play every Hanson song from their first 3 albums on the drums.
I feel like you need to make a fun little video about that. Again, make a video of you drumming each song. Like even if you just put it on Patreon for fun, I would love to see that. Just make it for me.
Well, stay tuned for our Patreon where I'm going to be sharing exclusive videos of just me drumming to Hanson songs. What were we just talking about before all of this? It was it was Harry Styles, and then it was conventional attractiveness. That's what we were talking about.
I'm so drunk.
Yeah, I don't really I don't think I have any others that are conventionally attractive. But my taste in women is just purely middle age. It's purely
like what?
Like Bonnie Hunt, like Marcia Gay Harden. So that's where my lady boners all lie in that like age range, that like late 50s, early 60s age range. I don't know. Something's wrong. Yeah. Something's wrong with me.
I don't think so. Bonnie Hunt is conventionally attractive.
I would walk into a burning building for her. No, my taste in women is conventional, I would say. All the women I'm ever really interested in are beautiful women. But, like, again, like, it's the age range, I think. Like,
what's Sarah Paulson and what's her face, Holland Taylor. Like that's like my ideal relationship. Only
Sarah Paulson has such a beautifully underrated face. Like when I look at Sarah Paulson, to me, her face looks like, and I don't mean this as shade or whatever, I mean this as a compliment. It looks like a plastic surgery face. Like she has the perfect little nose. She has the perfect like pouty lips. She's such good bone structure. Like she doesn't look like she was born like that. Does that make sense? Like she's just so beautiful.
Yeah, she's
like,
very beautiful.
Oh my God, I love her. She's so underrated. Her relationship with Holland is like super beautiful. I love that she doesn't care what anyone else fucking thinks, and neither does Holland.
They're like their Instagrams are like everything. I love them.
They're so cute. They're so sweet.
I just want to snatch up Bonnie Hunt and make her my Holland Taylor. That's my goal.
Jamie Lee Curtis is another woman I am intensely attracted to, who is a lot older than most of my love Jamie Lee Curtis. I think she's so fucking fierce. I think she's a nerd. I think she's funny. I love that she recreated her iconic meme. Like I love her.
She's a badass. First of all, she's also married to Christopher Guest, which is fantastic. I would love to see what that relationship dynamic is like because they are both hilarious. Yeah, she's fucking awesome. And everybody used to tell my mom that she looked like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh my God. I'm so jealous. Like I love Trouble. Like, oof.
And everyone used to tell my grandma she looked like Janet Leigh. Ironically.
I saw your grandma and she does look she does look like Janet Leigh.
Well, I saw her yesterday and she didn't look anything like Janet Leigh, so
no, well,
you know, back in the day, you know.
If we're talking about, I just thought of some older celebrities that I love. It's the fucking cast of American Horror Story or anyone that Ryan Murphy works with. Jessica Lange, Angela Bassett, Jamie Lee Curtis. Like those are my girls. Angela Bassett is an actual witch.
Oh my God, right?
She is like so fucking beautiful.
I don't know what deal she made with the devil, but holy shit, was it worth it? She's stunning. Also, I was named after Jessica Lange, just FYI.
All right, guys, listen. We've been here for
a long time. A long
fucking hours. This needs to end.
So the podcast is over. We've given up, but join our Patreon anyway.
I wish I could say I'm uncomfortable, but I'm pretty loaded, so I'm feeling pretty good. But this has been I'm Uncomfortable, and we'll see you hookers next Monday. All right? All right. I love you. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.